in Hawaii's history, helping those in need emerged as a core value that would ultimately define us as a people, as a society. King Kamehameha codified these values in his law of the splintered paddle, E Helia Moikiala, decreeing that our aged, our women, and our children be able to lie down by the roadside without fear of harm. Today, those values live on, evidenced in the Constitution of Hawaii.
It's really how you treat the less fortunate in society and how you come to their assistance that really sort of is a measure of how good your society really is.
No justice system worthy of its name can exist if it doesn't provide access to everybody. Supporting legal aid is an important part of that effort.
Each member of the Hawaii Bar has a responsibility as an attorney in this state to do whatever they can to ensure that all people have access to legal counsel and to redress in our courts. That's fundamental to being an attorney in the state of Hawaii.
One of the reasons for success of the rule of law in our society is that lawyers have been around all along to challenge things that are unfair.
It's really the lawyer's job to make sure, and the courts as well, that equal justice is provided to all, irrespective of wealth or position in the community.
Legal Aid was created in 1950, led by Nils Tavares, who was then the bar president, and Betty Vatusek. Most of the people that participated in our original incorporation were not particularly well known at that time, but they later became prominent members of the legal profession. They served as presidents of the Bar Association, prominent members of their own law firms, attorney generals in the state, and chief justices of the Supreme Court. They were an incredible group of individuals.
We simply wanted to meet a need that existed for people who couldn't afford a lawyer. Vincent Yano was behind all of that and then took over immediately as the first attorney and guided it. It was so positive then. I went to one senior lawyer of a firm to explain what we were doing and to really ask for a contribution. And he asked me what I was going to be doing, and I said, well, I was going to go see the senior partners of all the firms, and he said, oh, let me do that for you. That was Kelly Henshaw. And he said, they could say no to you, but they couldn't say no to me.
I have a foster kid. I found out that the papers that I had for him from Korea was not legal.
She was a longtime foster parent, taking foster children in from the state. Alex came to her directly from the hospital. He was a drug baby.
He was returned back to his mom. She was deported back to Korea.
She called Beverly about a month after entering Korea, told Beverly that she couldn't handle raising Alex and that she was going to give him away. Beverly was on an airplane within a week to get him and bring him back.
And I went and picked him up. I found out that the papers that I had for him from Korea was not legal, so I was referred here through DHS, an agency, that we need to try to get him legal, and the best way they thought would be through an adoption.
What we can offer her is a little bit of peace of mind in terms of being able to plan for his future, being able to keep him safe, and being able to basically apply for the things that from the state that he's entitled to, that only a legal guardian or a parent could apply for.
Donald Powers was a 60-year-old homeless man who was broke and despondent when he came to us.
I had spent all of my savings. I had no income. I had no place to live. I had been in the hospital. I was unable to work anymore.
We helped him with his appeal for Social Security disability benefits.
Well, I had put in a disability claim with the Social Security Department. They turned me down. And after they rejected the claim, I said, well, I'm going to have to refile, but this time I'm going to get some help.
At the hearing, the judge, through our help, found him disabled and awarded him full benefits going back to his initial filing date.
So now, instead of living in the gutters or in a homeless shelter. I'm living in a retirement settlement out in Kahuku.
From being a homeless man, we got him off the streets, we got him on benefits, where he was able to get a steady monthly income to help pay for food, shelter, clothing, and his life has increased substantially for the better.
There are so many little things like that that you don't even think about that the Legal Aid Society has done to improve my life. You don't know how much I appreciate them.
Well, Legal Aid does a lot of different work. Legal Aid does family law, Legal Aid does welfare assistance, Legal Aid does a large number of activities. And all of those different components of what they do basically assist people who otherwise couldn't afford legal assistance.
And the one thing about legal aid lawyers that I think sort of sets them apart is they always bring a certain commitment to what they're doing. It's not just a job to represent a client. There really is a step above that where they go out into the community and work for the improvement of the justice system.
We need to ensure that there is a funding stream so that regardless of income, regardless of being a poor person, you can have access to legal counsel and have your day in court. We can do better.
With the funding being cut and not having sufficient financial support, it limits the services that can be provided to the community. We need to provide more support to the Legal Aid Society, and we need to encourage and promote more pro bono services.
One of the things about being a lawyer is that it's not just a job, it's a profession, and it's we take the responsibilities being officers of the court very seriously, and so being able to help others through my profession, it's very meaningful, and so I'm very proud to have been a part of Legal Aid.
I wear it as a badge of pride to have been associated with Legal Aid.
Our staff is a great group of dedicated individuals that believe in justice and believe in helping people that don't have the same access as other people.
I wanted to be able to feel that in every single case I was on the side of the good guys, the right side to be on, and that's happened for me here.
Legal aid attorneys always have the passion that drives them. They have that mission in regards to what they want to accomplish.
The Legal Aid Society takes care of a large number of people, but there are a huge number beyond that who still are in need of legal assistance.
If legal aid weren't there, if we weren't addressing the needs of the needy, the poor, the vulnerable, I think it'd be a very sad community in which to live.
I think it is crucially important to this state, and I think it is doing the Lord's work.
If you care about social justice, legal aid is one of the first places you should look to put your money.
What they are doing is admirable, vitally important, and they're doing a very good job of it.
I hate to think what would happen if I wasn't able to have the legal aid people working for me.
And I walked through these doors completely cold. I had no idea what I'd find on the other side when I walked through. But what I found was help.